What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about the top 10 best Canadian travel experiences for when you want to hop in your car and experience things around Canada that are going to change your life forever. But actually, what I really do like about this list here is it's not necessarily things that are just cool places to visit in Canada, which a lot of lists are. Cool stuff to go travel around and visit, maybe a city or something. These are the best experiences in Canada. You're going to go somewhere and you're going to observe something incredible, or maybe be a part of something, or do an activity there. You know, experiences in Canada, the best ones. So that seems quite fascinating to me, and I'm very interested to see what the top 10 best Canadian travel experiences could be like. So with that being said, let's check it out. Let's not wait a second longer.
For this list, we're looking at the most iconic must-see and must-do travel destinations and activities in Canada.
Nice.
Number 10. Watch a hockey game in Toronto.
I thought it was just going to say watch a hockey game, which would be an experience in Canada, especially for me. Like, I've never been to a hockey game. And I feel like to get the true hockey game experience, you got to do it in Canada. I know that's kind of a stereotype that Canada loves hockey, but it might be one of those stereotypes that isn't entirely incorrect, if you know what I mean. So I think Canadians really do love hockey, especially based on this photo they're showing. And what's interesting here is watch a hockey game in Toronto in particular. I wonder why that is.
You know Canadians love their hockey. In fact, during the playoffs, Canadians have rioted in response to both losses and victories.
What?
Now that's passion. You can experience the intensity of this fast, graceful, and highly skilled spectacle for yourself all over Canada.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Setting fire because of the outcome of a hockey game? Some call it madness. Other hockey fans call it passion, we'll say.
But Toronto is a great place to start. It's home to the loved and loathed Maple Leafs.
Man, is that a jab or something? The loved and loathed Maple Leafs. I do find that to be a very, very good name for a hockey team.
One of the most storied franchises in hockey history, and the
Okay.
Hockey Hall of Fame. Round out your sporting experience with a Blue Jays game, and soak in the panoramic views from Toronto's CN Tower.
Okay, so is the point that the number 10 travel experience in Canada is you see a hockey game in Toronto because the Toronto Maple Leafs are there, and that's a really, really good old Canadian hockey team to see, and also you're in Toronto, which is a great city. I think that's pretty much what they're saying. Okay, number 9.
Number 9. Wander Old Quebec. Canada is many things. Craggy mountains, wide open prairies, bustling metropolises.
Old Quebec. I've never heard this phrase before, Old Quebec. This is intriguing to me.
And of course, French. French language, French architecture, and French cuisine, including French fries with cheese curds and gravy.
Yeah.
French is one of the 2 official languages of Canada, and the only official language of Quebec. You can experience all of this in UNESCO World Heritage listed Old Quebec in Quebec City, one of the oldest European settlements in North America.
Oh, this is a section of Quebec City?
Listed Old Quebec in Quebec City.
It's a part of Quebec City called Old Quebec. That's like a heritage site or something. Well, you can kind of tell just by looking at it with all the stone and cobblestone and very old-looking architecture of the buildings. Looks very cool.
One of the oldest European settlements in North America, where rustic cobblestone streets draw curious flaneurs back in time. Brave the colder months, and you can curl up in the city's magnificent ice hotel.
No.
Number 8.
That's cool. Old Quebec. I didn't know there was something called Old Quebec. That's very intriguing. All right, number 8. Skate Rideau Canal in Ottawa. You're going to skate a canal. I'm not sure what that means.
Skate Rideau Canal in Ottawa. Within Canada, the nation's capital, Ottawa, has a reputation for being, well, really boring. But it's
Oh.
not so when you
See, this, this this video is like completely full of these jabs against random Canadian stuff. Like, oh, Ottawa, well known for being the most boring city. Like, did they have to add that into the narration? Anyway, skating the canal. Staying on track here.
capital Ottawa has a reputation for being, well, really boring. But it's not so when you know where and when to go.
Okay.
Ottawa hosts a range of music and theater festivals, and the raucous festivities on July 1st for Canada Day attract thousands of patriotic revelers.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Like on Canada Day, I bet that gets a little insane. In the best way possible.
But for a truly unique experience, join hundreds of other skaters gliding down frozen Rideau Canal in the winter months.
Oh, the canal, like the river that goes through the city is all frozen and then everyone can skate down it. That's fun. Man, that's not what came to my mind when I thought of skating. Just probably because I'm American and skating, like ice skating. You have to say ice skating or I'm not going to know what you're talking about because I don't know stuff. Okay.
Which becomes the world's largest skating rink. Cap your visit
Huh.
with Parliament Hill, Canada's magnificent neo-Gothic seat of government. Number
Cool. Very cool. Wow. So Americans get very nervous about ice skating on bodies of water, just because we aren't very good at knowing when it's thick enough or safe to skate on. But by the look of this, that is absolutely no problem here. It seems like it's being tested by many people and that this is actually a common fun thing people do in Ottawa in the winter. That's awesome. Okay. Number 7.
visit with Parliament Hill, Canada's magnificent neo-Gothic seat of government. Number 7. Whale Watch on the East Coast.
Oh,
Canada is famous for big open spaces, big mountains, and big wildlife, both on land and at sea. In summer, a dozen whale species congregate in the Bay of Fundy between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
oh man, it's been a while since I learned about New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, but there is something about whales. You can whale watch. Like, talk about something that Americans have no clue you can do or have no clue that exists in Canada. Like, the amount of variety of mountains and like winter, and then there's these beautiful beaches on the eastern side of Canada. Like, it's just insane.
And over 20 around Newfoundland, including the world's largest population of humpbacks.
Huh.
There's also Tadoussac in Quebec, where krill that thrive in the confluence of warm and frigid waters attract hungry humpbacks, belugas, minkies, and the mighty blue whale.
Wow. Man, whales are kind of scary when you when you have like a picture like this, because you kind of imagine being under the water and then this thing is looking at you. But most of the time you think of whales as like these kind of cute, almost, albeit gigantic, cute fish that wouldn't hurt you, and watching them would be certainly a once in a lifetime kind of experience. But if you fell into the water and were like face to face with this thing, I don't know. But that's not what you're supposed to do here. You're supposed to enjoy the whales from the boat.
It is a great place to spot orcas, with many excursions leaving from Vancouver Island.
Well, even here, they're like in kayaks looking at this killer whale, orca, excuse me. That's pretty close, man. So, I don't know. You got to have some real trust in the whale, which is kind of what it's all about. It's just part of the experience, being a little terrified. I imagine most people are just having a great time. It does look incredible.
Number 6. See polar bears in Churchill.
Ah.
The polar bear. Fierce predator, white wanderer of the frozen north, and just so damn cuddly looking. While flinging your arms around one of these hyper-carnivorous beasts would be a grave mistake.
Yeah, I was going to say, they do look cute, but I know the whale isn't going to actually hurt you, but obviously a polar bear would do anything it wants if you were aggravating it or anything. But there's, in Churchill, you can see them. Where is Churchill? I have to look this up. Churchill, Canada? It's in Manitoba. Let me open a map here. Just because I don't know where Churchill is. Oh, no, I don't want to book my dinner I don't need to book my dinner in Churchill right now. Thank you, though, Google. Ah, by the Hudson Bay. Northeast Manitoba. Interesting. That's where polar bears are.
Admiring their magnificent from afar is a rare and wonderful experience.
What is this? Sometimes you get them like about to climb up into your tour bus? Okay.
Known as the polar bear capital of the world, Churchill in Manitoba is right on the migration route of these ponderous nomads, who
Wow.
in October and November
Wow, you can literally get a tour bus that has giant wheels that can drive around like on the ice caps while polar bears walk around. That is amazing. Like, I didn't know you could do this. This definitely deserves to be on this list. I'm like almost in shock that you can just have a tour and see polar bears. I've heard of whale watching. I had never heard of like polar bear watching.
move from inland tundra to frozen Hudson Bay for seal hunting season. Churchill is also the perfect place to see belugas and to partake in another classic Canadian experience,
Oh.
steering your own team of huskies through the pristine winter wilderness.
You can like rent your own team of huskies to pull you around in between watching polar bears? Sounds good to me.
Number 5. Get festive in Montreal.
Okay.
You do not know spring fever until you've hunkered down for months in temperatures that, factoring wind chill, can drop down to minus 40 degrees Celsius.
Okay. Well, we're talking about the coldness. What does get festive in Montreal mean? Is this a festival?
With the sunshine comes an explosion of festivals in Quebec's Montreal, once known as a
Ah.
Sin City for its bacchanalian nightlife, and home of the legendary Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
Montreal Jazz Fest boasts over 650 concerts, most of which are
Oh.
free. It's followed
Oh, some free concerts in Montreal. Awesome.
up by the Comedy Festival Just for Laughs and the Indie Music Festival Osheaga. For
Huh.
smooth beats, Picnic Electronic runs all summer long. And these are just a
Wow.
few.
Is Montreal in particular known for all these music festivals and maybe a comedy tour here and there? Montreal in particular, I didn't know that.
Daring Montreal in winter? No problem. Igloo Fest rocks the coldest 3 weekends of the year in January and February.
Igloo Fest. Oh man, don't tell that to the Americans. They will be like, of course there's an Igloo Fest in Canada. That's probably the only festival they have. Igloo Fest. Igloo Fest. I love it.
In beautifully restored Old Montreal. Number
Okay.
4. Host a party in your mouth at a sugar shack in Eastern Canada.
Okay. Interestingly worded. Host a party in your mouth at a sugar shack in Eastern Canada. What is a sugar shack? A sugar shack? That looks like maple syrup, right? Does that have something to do with it? And by going there, you are going to have quite the experience in your mouth, apparently.
If there's one thing maple syrup goes well on, it's everything. Maple powerhouse
Yeah.
Quebec, along with Ontario, produces most of the world's supply, and cabins called sugar shacks or cabane à sucre, where the sap is turned into taste magic, are scattered throughout Eastern Canada, particularly New Brunswick. Many run
Okay.
activities and have reception halls that are popular in spring when the trees thaw.
So, are these sugar shacks like where maple syrup is created and harvested and distilled into like proper maple syrup? And you can go there and learn about the maple syrup process? Because it seems like places where it's actually made. And you can also, they host events and probably have all sorts of maple syrup treats that you can enjoy. This does seem like a really great way to have like a learning experience and a super Canadian travel experience, as the title says. Okay.
You can watch the trees being tapped, stuff your face with maple toffee, and best of all, inhale a hearty meal doused in the sweet sticky syrup.
Oh, I forget what this is called. When you put the maple syrup on snow and put it on a stick. but if there's an opportunity to do that as a part of this whole sugar shack thing, this does seem like a great experience, especially for like, I hate to say it, but for tourists visiting Canada, this does seem like a awesome experience.
All without feeling guilty, because, hey, you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Number 3, Stand in the spray of Niagara Falls.
Oh man, yeah, I just did a video like looking at Niagara Falls in Canada, funny enough, and it is insane. It's ridiculous. And I did learn there are several different ways to get ridiculously close to the falls, like on a boat or they have tunnels. And yeah, this definitely is a Canadian experience that's like, whoa, you'd remember the rest of your life.
Now here's a legendary attraction. You'll hear the fall's thunderous roar first, and see the shroud of mist billowing overhead from the roiling plunge pool.
Yeah.
Niagara's main chute, Horseshoe Falls, is a magnificent, unbroken curtain of surging white water.
Ridiculous.
Just around the bend on the American side are...
Man, I keep saying it, but I would be scared to be in that little boat. Boating around the Niagara Falls, but scared as it is, it's just like whale watching. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta swallow the fear and just embrace the whale, embrace the sugar shack, embrace Niagara Falls smashing you in the face as you're boating by.
Niagara's smaller chutes, Bridal Veil and American Falls, spectacular enough in their own right. The town itself is a pretty tacky tourist trap of gift shops and casinos.
There they go again. This video loves to make fun of Canada. Tacky, it's calling the city of Niagara Falls in Canada tacky tourist trap. I actually learned all about the city, and it's pretty cool, honestly.
But hey,
maybe I just enjoy touristy stuff. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was built for me. Fine. I'm okay with it.
to each their own. Yet the trip is worth it for the falls alone. Best seen in warmer months during peak flow. Number 2, Ski Whistler, BC.
Oh, geesh. Ski Whistler, British Columbia. Is this known as some kind of... I mean, is this a difficult mountain in British Columbia? Is this a famous ski resort? Or also, most Americans who might want to do a lot of these experiences, not all Americans like have ever skied or before. I don't know how to ski. I can snowboard a little bit, but most Americans couldn't even really do this. I imagine there's a lot bigger percentage of Canadians that get a chance to learn how to ski compared to Americans, although don't get me wrong, it's pretty popular, but either way, if you do ski, this looks like it could be insane.
Pick up your jaw before you push off downslope. It's hard not to gape at views like this, but Whistler is more than just ridiculously good looking. The largest ski resort in North America, just a few hours from gorgeous coastal jewel Vancouver.
Oh, it's literally the largest ski resort in all of North America. There you go.
Whistler Blackcomb is a snow sports wonderland with over 200 runs spread out over 8,000 acres of skiable terrain.
Wow, 200 runs? Any resort I've gone to has like 12 runs or 10. 200 runs? Oh my gosh, you could have an entire run down the mountain to yourself. This is amazing. If you are into skiing or snowboarding, I didn't know that the biggest resort in North America was in Canada.
From smooth beginner slopes to steep chutes and powder-filled bowls.
Yeah.
In summer, the resort also hosts Crankworx, described by Bike Magazine as the Super Bowl of freeride mountain biking.
Oh, cool.
Wind down in picturesque Whistler Village.
Wow. Okay, this looks nice. And I'm kind of a sucker for this kind of winter wonderland resort architecture, I gotta admit.
Packed full of chic boutiques, spas, bars, and restaurants.
Nice.
Number 1, Camp in the Rocky Mountains.
Okay, I'm glad number 1 is really like a very pure experience. Canadian travel experience. These have all been good. This is a very pure one. Camping in the Rocky Mountains. That does sound pretty ridiculous. Most Americans probably would skip this one. Americans are not known for our camping expertise. We're very, very good at staying home, turning the heat up, maybe watching some TV. Not really known for camping.
It's a land of grizzlies, colossal glaciers, and prodigious peaks. A minute in the Rockies makes you feel small. An hour, and you'll be gazing up in wide-eyed wonder. Forced upward by...
That's ridiculous. Like, These are ridiculous. This view.
By tectonic collisions, the windswept mountains tower over dazzling glacial lakes and thick green forests. It's a stunning world of rare natural beauty, ideal for campers, hikers, and for just standing around and taking it all in.
I know different countries have different laws about where you can camp. Are there specific places in the Rocky Mountains where you can set up camp, or do you have to have permission? Or I would be a little worried about that stuff, but obviously, that set aside, if I could just relax a little bit, this would be breathtaking. You'd literally be inside living these amazing pictures and video. Like, you'd be there. It'd just be around you. Imagine.
Road trip up the Icefields Parkway between Banff and Jasper, Alberta for glimpses of the monumental Columbia Icefield. And keep an eye out for bears, elk, and moose. Now, that's what...
Oh, wait. Bears, elk, and moose. Well, I guess it's just part of the experience. Running into a moose, an elk here and there.
we're talking about. Bet you're planning your trip already, eh? Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Mojo Travel.
Okay. Good. Very good. I agree. This video was by Mojo Travels, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. That was a very good variety of travel experiences. It was some outdoorsy stuff, some places that just have cool events going on, and a couple of activities. Stand in Niagara Falls, ski down Whistler, British Columbia, see polar bears, whale watch, ice skating in Ottawa, watch a hockey game. Yeah, these are great. Like, I really enjoyed this. These are fantastic suggestions, and I did enjoy this list of the top 10 Canadian travel experiences. They're experiences, which makes them a bit more special, just because I feel like when you're actually involved in it, physically doing it, it just becomes something you'll never forget. So there's obviously countless experiences that are to be had in all of Canada, but this list of 10 was pretty amazing, so I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada, Canadian culture, stuff in Canada I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.